can mean like frank.
It's just candid about. Yeah, truthful, direct, real. The whole aspect of right now.
We'll have an intermission.
Semicolon, right?
Should we have like a meditation moment at the beginning of the interview? Because
No, just close your eyes, go be quiet. Breathe in and out 10 times. Imagine a golden bubble of light filling your lungs. I don't know.
Bro!
it's the intro music. All right, stop it whenever you.
Are you ready? Yeah. Well, I just wanted to.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second EEP Club interview of the fall 2022 semester. Today's special guest is Luke. All right, for anyone who doesn't already know you, please tell us your name, major, and age.
Hi everyone, I'm Luke Villarama. I'm a physics major and biology minor, planning to graduate next semester, and I am 16 currently.
Thank you. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I just did some group physics homework that I will continue when I get home.
Cool. So let's kind of rewind and take it back to the beginning. What were your expectations of EEP before you joined, and how did it measure up to those expectations when you actually got to experience it?
Okay, so I guess I kind of just went to EEP because my brother went to EEP, and like he seemed like really cool, like educationally, because he was like applying to grad school, I think, when I was, or maybe he was already in grad school when I was applying to college, but honestly, I don't know if I really had expectations because I was like 12. I didn't really think things through very much at that time, but I guess I just thought. It would just be chill school. I guess I sort of underestimated how tough classes would be eventually, but
Yeah.
and then obviously COVID interrupted it, which changed the experience a lot, but overall it hasn't been too different from what I might have expected at the beginning.
Yeah. So you talked about COVID interrupting your college experience. So shortly after your second semester started, the classes went online. What was that experience like for you?
So, it was tough because I had to take my first couple of physics classes online. I think the summer right after we went into lockdown, I took physics 1, and then I took physics 2 in the fall. So I think the remainder of my classes were okay, but taking like intro physics, my first major based courses online was kind of tough because I didn't like online learning at all. I got kind of lazy during that time because like you don't have to wake up to like leave and go to school and stuff. So I think physics 1 and 2 were my toughest courses because of COVID happening. So that was tough. But then after we got back, I was able to take a lot of upper divs in person, which luckily was good. But yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, so what advice would you give yourself, let's say, in your first semester of college?
Honestly, in my first semester, I was doing pretty good. Like, I got through first year classes okay. Like, I guess back then, I still procrastinated quite a bit, but I would actually do assignments ahead of time and stuff. I guess I would give myself the suggestion to, like, keep up that sort of motivation for school and stuff through lockdown and online school, because I sort of let my work ethic dip as soon as we went online. So yeah, I guess that just gave me a lot more stress going further into the upper
Mm.
divs, and it ended up all right. But I could have made things a lot easier for myself if I didn't, yeah, slack off during like second semester and stuff.
What are your strategies for maintaining motivation? Do you have any specific activities or?
Not really. Like senior year so far has been kind of tough because
Mm.
honestly, I'm not really too sure if I'm gonna like grad school. I'm
Mm.
sort of just applying because I don't really know what else to do, and it gives me more time to figure stuff out and
Yeah.
job prospects after having a PhD. But yeah, in terms of motivation, it's sort of tough right now, especially because some of the classes I don't particularly like astronomy and one of the like asynchronous biology classes I have,
Mm.
because the classes that I don't like, that I'm not interested in, even if they're easy, I end up doing really bad in them. Like
Oh.
the asynchronous biology class is really easy, but I just miss assignments and have a bad grade in it right now. So, but yeah, for motivation, I guess I just sort of try to give myself incentive to do assignments, or like give myself a little reward, or at least be proud of myself, because like I guess I always this semester have ended up doing assignments like right at the last minute,
Mm-hmm.
even applications, and instead of continually like beating myself up about it, which would make me more and more stressed, I just just am proud of myself for even submitting a late assignment, and
Yeah.
that gives me motivation to like do more assignments, I guess.
That's great. Yeah. Um, so are you only submitting to PhD programs?
Um, yeah, I think I'm submitting to 14 PhD programs and then one master's, which is the ones that are out of country. You can't apply to a PhD for most of them. It's just masters. So yeah, all of them are PhD except University of British Columbia, which is a master's program.
Uh, I guess what most people would uh, say is the more traditional approach is like the master's and then the PhD. What made you decide to uh, pursue a PhD right after completing your undergraduate degree?
Well, most of the programs, I think, they sort of still in your first couple of years, you'll still take the normal classes that you need to get the master's. So I'll get a master's along the way. It's just sort of like ahead of time plan that I'll continue doing research and go for my PhD rather than just stopping at a master's.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll still end up getting the master's and PhD along the way. So it'll probably be like a 5 or 6 year program total. With the master's will probably come after like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so you are doing biophysics research under Dr. Narenberg, right? Tell me more about that.
So I joined like I emailed him. I think first showing interest in the group. I think the summer right before my junior year started, and then in fall I just went and talked to him in his office, and then I was just in his group. And at first I did some like tutorials on how to run bimolecular simulations. So basically the work I've done is I take force fields that have like a bunch of different parameters to account for all the forces between molecules. And there are a bunch of different ones that different people have developed. And I take those and run on like these high computing clusters, run simulations of amino acids and stuff like that. And so that's continued on to my senior thesis project, which I'm basically testing 3 different force fields for a variety of different like dipeptides, amino acids, and comparing those to like experimental data and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, when coming into EEP, did you have a kind of field that you were already interested in, or did you kind of stumble upon what you're doing now?
Well, since I came into I think after 7th grade, so I had taken nothing but like your basic like math, history, science courses. So there wasn't, yeah, I didn't, I guess, have the chance to go to high school and like find like a specific field I was interested in. I guess I just sort of knew I enjoyed sciences, and like I thought I was decent at math. So physics just sort of seemed like a good field for my strengths. And also, my brother was a physics major, which I guess sort of guided me. I probably just one day in my first year like searched up physics, and it sounded kind of cool, so I just declared as a physics major.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I've stuck with it up till now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so, do you have an ultimate career goal or endpoint or big picture for your career?
Um, no, there's not really like a specific dream job that I would like in the future. I don't have like a set goal, like pre-med or law or anything, but I guess for most of my PhD, that's going to be mainly focused on research. So I'll be doing that for at least the next 5, 6 years. And I assume after that, I might continue doing research at like private or like government labs, stuff like that, or just university research labs. But I don't feel like I'd be able to like stay at a singular job somewhere for a long time. I'd get bored, especially in physics. So I don't know. I think after I graduate from grad school, I'll probably just try a lot of different things, doing research or different applications of physics. It doesn't necessarily have to be just straight up doing biophysics research, because yeah, I could go anywhere honestly. Anything in physics, biology, even like statistics and stuff like that. Um, yeah, there are a lot of options, so I don't have a particular one in mind.
Yeah, it's great to have a kind of mm, multiple pathways, that kind of open-endedness. Um, so, is there anything in particular that you're drawn to about biophysics?
Um, I guess, well, what I wrote in my statement of purpose for grad schools was that I was intrigued by the fundamental nature of the universe, and that I chose biophysics because I want to like do something that is sort of more directly um, involved in like life on Earth and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I guess that's true. I do want to do something that like I can see a direct impact on Earth, whether it be like medicine or technology or something like that. Um, yeah, I've never really been too interested in like the astrophysics side of physics, although I think it's cool. Um, yeah, yeah, I guess that's why I chose biophysics.
Hmm. So you're one of the younger Eepsters in your year. Has that at all affected your experiences with other Eepsters in college as a whole, do you think?
Um, I guess in my first year, back then it was okay because I was just, although I was younger in my year, I was still able to like interact with everyone in my year fine, and like even upper year Eepsters, it was fine. Like within Eep, I didn't feel like any different because I was younger or whatever, but I also was fine with like taking college classes. I think some of our first year classes had like a few colleges, and then obviously professors. But at that time, I didn't realize like how young I seemed to other people. Like I'll look back at old videos of my speeches in cheese class, and I was like it was comical. So I'm certain that a bunch of students and maybe even professors like didn't really take me seriously, but I don't think it really affected me um, in classes or whatever. And then obviously the whole online thing happened, and then now that I'm back, I guess I grew a lot during that lockdown period. So yeah, I don't think it's been too much of a difference for me. I guess one thing I'd say is now that I'm graduating in 4 years and applying to grad schools early, only 16, I do kind of feel like I'm too young to be leaving the EAP community and going and moving off to grad school. And I don't know if I'm fully ready for that, but yeah, that's the only thing I'd say.
Yeah. Do you? I know, like one of the main thing that Eepsters are warned about is feeling like we have to progress as quickly as possible. How do you deal with that pressure?
Yeah, during the first few years, I guess I sort of just went through school as fast as possible. I didn't really think about anything. Um, but now, in my senior year, I guess I've sort of hit like some sort of lack of motivation in school and stuff that prevents me from doing my very best and like going fast. And despite that, I'm still like I'm doing my thesis and gonna graduate in 4 and apply to grad school without a gap year, which like I could have easily taken 5 years and a gap year, but I guess I didn't do that because just even though sometimes it's tough to like get through classes if I am not fully sure, I just always end up getting through because I don't have anything to do outside of school really, so I might as well just finish and then go to grad school. I guess it would be nice to take a little break, but um, yeah, I guess I'm fine with. There's not really any. I forgot the question.
Um, well, what do you feel about? How do you deal with that pressure? You were saying that uh, you are kind of losing a bit of motivation now, but have still managed to persist thus far and are still planning to
Oh yeah,
continue with your, I guess, no gap year and this current.
yeah. I guess I'm really lucky because my brother also did eat before me, and he was even more like ahead of his
Mm.
age than me. He joined at 11 and then just
Oh, wow.
rushed through. Well, no, he graduated in 5 years, and then I think my parents didn't want him to take a gap year, so he went straight to grad school. And I guess with me, there's not as much pressure on me to like rush through everything, and um, yeah, I guess I sort of trust myself and my family trust me that I'm gonna do fine in school because I always have, and I've never really had a problem with feeling like I need to go too fast. I've always just been used to it, and
Mm.
yeah, again, school is basically all I do in life, so it's yeah, yeah.
So do you have interests outside of academia?
Um, Mainly watching sports, football, basketball, soccer. I watch a lot of, and then yeah, I guess one thing about EAP is it sort of takes away the time you have for like extracurriculars. Yeah. So before EAP, I played like youth soccer and stuff, and I think I joined my middle school's like basketball team once. So those are a couple things that sort of I had to stop because of EAP, and I wish I had been able to continue like playing youth soccer and
Yeah.
stuff. But I also, I guess, gained some new interest because of EAP. Like when I first joined EAP, um, during Honors Academy and first year, there was sort of a pretty decent chess community.
Mm.
So I think in Honors Academy, I started playing chess with people, and that became one of the things that I did. Like throughout lockdown, I was just pretty much just playing chess all the time. So I guess that's one hobby I have now. I don't play as much because I'm busy or whatever,
Yeah.
but and it's really frustrating game to play. But yeah, it is a game that I enjoy playing occasionally now. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's it.
Do you have an idol? Sorry, that's like a really
No,
short, broad question.
I guess both of my parents are easy ones because they both came from the Philippines. One of them to do college, to finish college, and one of them right after. And I guess I've seen how hard they've worked to earn the life they have and to earn the life they've been able to give to me and my brother. So they're definitely role models for me. I aspire to work as hard as them to be able to do the same myself in the future. Um, and I guess my brother too. I've sort of followed in his path. Like I've not tried to like exactly be like my brother. Like he's now at the end of grad school, and probably doesn't even want to do physics anymore.
Mm.
So, but still, the way he's manage through school and life to, yeah, I mean, he was pretty impressive joining EEP early and then going to grad school. And yeah, he's also someone I look up to. So
Yeah.
pretty much just my family.
Yeah, totally. I know that, I guess in a lot of, I guess, yeah, since we're kids, like, we're still living with our parents and we don't necessarily have the kind of independence that most college students have. Um, did you feel a lot of pressure to follow in your brother's footsteps?
Um, Not really. When I was like in middle school and I knew about EEP, it was something I definitely wanted to do. Like it was my own choice
Mm-hmm.
to go to EEP and then go into physics. Like you talk about how since we're young and like our parents are still there, they probably would have chosen for me to do something different.
Hmm.
Like even like go to high school maybe, not do
Yeah.
physics. So no, I did all those things by my own choice because I that was just what I wanted to do. And then yeah, in terms of freedom, like most people go to college when they're 18, they're adults already. Um, yeah, I guess to some extent, like my parents were still sort of concerned with like my academics and stuff, at least for the first year. But yeah, after that, now they've kind of just trusted me with school, and I'm doing my own thing and about to go to grad school. And then, yeah, doing research in my summer experience in Illinois also helped in terms of like finding out what I want to do and like how I'm gonna soon like start to have to deal with adult life type of stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah, Illinois. Tell me more about that.
um, so yeah, last spring I applied to a bunch of physics like summer REUs, their research experience
Mm-hmm.
for undergraduates they're called, and one of the ones, yeah, I got accepted to University of Illinois, so I went there for 10 weeks this past summer and did again biophysics research, and yeah, I just lived in a dorm on campus with two other dudes, and so it was cool. Yeah, I had to learn how to like live by myself, and it was nice having freedom again to just do what I wanted, not living with parents or anything. So yeah, it was definitely a strange experience because like there wasn't exactly anything to do in Illinois except for figure out how to live with two random adults and like just figure out how to do my research. So I did a lot of just random things walking around, and yeah, it was good to have experience like that.
Yeah. Um. Uh. Tell me more about like the logistics of that. Like, I'm really intrigued as to what that's
Yeah.
like, kind of living that far away from home, especially as like a minor.
Yeah. Uh, so it was weird. That was a factor when
Sorry.
um, yeah, it was a
Go.
it was a concern I had when applying to research programs all over the place was my age, because I am a minor and like having to fly somewhere by myself was not really scary, but just like I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out. So actually, before Illinois accepted me, Penn State
Hmm.
also
Oh, wow.
did, and like because I wanted to be sure I would like tell them that I was young when they accepted me,
Hmm.
and at first they were like, no, you can't come,
Hmm.
and then I tried to like tell them I could have my grandma come with me or something, and that also
Yeah.
didn't work. But then when Illinois accepted me, they seemed fine with me being young,
Hmm.
so I was able to go. And then while I was there, yeah, no one really knew how old I was, so it was fine. The only thing that was different was, yeah, living by myself with two adults was kind of weird because I'm not sure if they had checked my age before
Right.
putting me there, and the like main coordinator of the program didn't realize until when I had to fly home, they had to like send an adult with me to check me in, and then the flight got canceled, and then we had to do it again. So that was that was the mainly the only like logistical problem, but Yeah, if like I know a lot of Eepsters are minors and they have to like apply to a bunch of different opportunities. So it's definitely a problem that you can have, but yeah, a lot of people I know get like work permits and stuff, but when it comes to like research experiences out of the state where you have to live somewhere, yeah, it can be tough sometimes to find opportunities that you're allowed to go to, but if you're able to have like family go with you or just the program is able to accommodate you, it's usually fine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you said family go with you, and that kind of makes me think about like I guess the kind of the accessibility of EAP to a range of students, and I guess how did you find out about EAP, and what do you think about the I guess the outreach and accessibility of EAP?
Yeah, I'm not sure how my parents found out about EAP. I think they might have just heard it from someone, and then when like they thought my brother was smart, so they sent him there, and then so that's how I knew about EAP, and that's why I went. But I think back then I actually remember like quite a lot of people from our middle school. They
Hmm.
then knew about EAP, and then like a good few of them applied and stuff. Um, but now I don't really know. Like I don't know anyone personally or that many people who like know about EAP and are interested in it. And honestly, I'm not fully. I don't remember, and I'm not fully sure how the application process works. Um, so yeah, I'm not too sure about outreach. I don't think it's. It doesn't seem like something that students are really involved with too much. Like I don't talk to people outside of EAP about the
Yeah.
program really. So yeah, except this one cousin I have who's interested in it, and we're trying to figure out about like EAP application information sessions, and we're not
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Um, so it I guess it seems like it's just like word of mouth
yeah.
for a lot of uh, students. Um, what what advice would you? I guess you just said that you're helping your cousin apply to EAP. What advice would you give someone who's deciding whether or not to apply to EAP? What do you think are the main qualifications and considerations to enter college at such a young age?
Um, yeah, I think it's definitely not for everyone. I think even me, when I first joined, at least at that age, I don't think I wasn't fully ready for it.
Hmm.
I just, yeah, getting thrown into college classes at such a young age can be tough. But luckily, I was able to like get through the courses. I think it really helps that you're with all of the like first years in the same classes for the most part, so you can sort of help each other out. But I guess I felt like I was ready for EAP because nothing in middle school really challenged me.
Yeah.
So if people feel like that, and obviously the Honors Academy is a really good indicator. Like if you feel like the Honors Academy courses are like at a good level for you and you can get through those, you'll be fine in EAP probably. But yeah, in terms of applying to EAP, there's also the maturity part of it. I definitely was not ready in that sense, but yeah, again, having the whole EAP community there is really good in terms of like you have time to develop once you join EAP in your first year. So um, yeah, I don't know if there's not specific criteria I'd say you need to have to be ready to apply to EAP, but just yeah, if you don't feel challenged in school and stuff, and you think you're mature enough for college life, I guess.
Yeah. Totally. Uh, is there like, do you think there's any Eepster that acted as your mentor in your earlier years of Eep?
Um, no one in specific. I guess in first year it was sort of just a bunch of first years that were together taking the same classes. So we all sort of just supported each other through it. and obviously back then, I guess there was more of like a senior or upper year presence in like the kitchen and
Hmm.
stuff. So yeah, I remember a lot of them just being there, like playing chess and cards with us and stuff like that. I think Ryan is one
Hmm.
who sort of got me into chess, and that's one of the hobbies I picked up when I first joined EAP. So yeah, not necessarily like a specific mentor. I think usually you can find like a range of people who you can just ask questions when you're like in your first year of EAP, and they'll help you out, especially people who are like in your specific major. In physics, there wasn't. I don't remember there really being too many
Hmm.
upper year physics majors when I joined. But yeah, just in general, people are upper years can always help you out with different things.
Yeah, so this is starting to get like I'm going to ask like a slightly like controversial question about what did you think about the restriction of only minors in the EAP kitchen?
Um, yeah, I didn't like that. Um, in my first year, I think it was really nice to have all the like seniors and upper years, even especially, well, not especially, but like including all the over 18 ones in the kitchen, because yeah, again, they can sort of guide you through things and like kindly bully you through first year classes. Um, and also the thing where they like took mentors out of honors academy, that's another thing. I think like having older EAP students guide you through the first couple of years is really important.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the main resources that you have going through EAP. So yeah, I think it would be a lot better if just everyone had access to the kitchen. It didn't really
Mm-hmm.
make sense to me, but yeah.
So, how has EAP changed over the course of your uh, experience here?
Yeah, obviously there have been a lot of recent changes with like admissions and the kitchen, the changes with the spaces. Yeah, again in my first year, um, I guess between years, I feel like it was a lot more like involved because just everyone was sort of hanging out in the kitchen and stuff, and there was more of a. I just remember always like playing board games and card games with like all of the other years in the kitchen, and now I guess it doesn't seem to be as much of a thing. Um, I think COVID changed a lot, definitely, including the admissions process, like people having to do honors academy online and stuff. That definitely changes how people are able to like connect with each other. And now, because us, the seniors, we didn't get to like welcome second and third years and first years
Hmm.
in person because you guys were all online during the
Yeah.
summer. Um, and first year, I think, like last fall, we didn't have the kitchen yet, so it was just sort
Hmm.
of everyone having to deal with their classes on their own. Um, so yeah, that's definitely changed things for current Eve.
For sure. Um, let's see. Where do you think you'd be right now had you not come to the early entrance program at Cal State LA? Can you imagine your life without it?
Um, well, I would be almost done with high school now. I guess there's a chance I would have gone on to like find something specific through high school that I have a passion for,
Hmm.
something other than physics to do. But to be honest, I don't really see what it would be.
Hmm.
Like I didn't get to do it, so I wouldn't know. But I don't think I would have really found anything special that I would have wanted to do. So in terms of like the academic path I'm on, I don't think it would have changed too much. Certainly, it would have meant I could have matured more through high school before going to college. But I think, sort of after being thrown into college, I was able to do that anyway. It sort of forces you
Hmm.
to like grow up and be ready for the next steps of life. So honestly, I don't think it would have been too different. I guess EAP's just given me a lot more time um, after I'm done to figure things out because I'll only be um, probably like 23, 22 or something when I am about to finish grad school, so that's nice. And also the EAP community, I don't think I could imagine myself without it, because it's
Yeah.
just a bunch of kids. We have our own spaces and stuff, and all the people I've met through EAP. Yeah, it's definitely really special. In high school, I don't know if I would have fit in, because
Mm.
especially like if it's a bigger high school, because this is like compared to a high school, EAP's a pretty small
Yeah.
community, so it's easy to get to know each other and get close friends and stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would have done great socially in high school, especially
Mm.
in like middle school. I didn't really have like a big friend group of close friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I think it's been good to go to EAP. Yeah.
So the social aspect of EAP is kind of advertised as like this mm, mm, supplementary high school, this kind of replication of the high school experience, except with college courses. Um, what is, I guess, just for anyone who's not maybe not quite as involved in the EAP community or just not part of EAP, what is the social aspect of EAP like?
Yeah. I sort of imagine that. I mean, EAP probably is a lot better for like forming close knit friendships than a high school. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, but since it's just a smaller group of people, and we all start off with the same classes and we all share the same spaces and stuff, that's pretty nice. Obviously, COVID sort of interrupted it, but yeah, it's just nice to constantly have a support group that's sort of gone through the same like first year experience as you, and yeah, compared to high school, like obviously there are a bunch of high school events and stuff, and I guess you would say EAP Club is sort of the replacement of that, and I think that's also nice because it's like run by just the students. So like
Mm-hmm.
we plan all the events and make them ourselves, and we have to deal with all the like funding and money and stuff. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, there are also obviously always going to be some aspects of like the high school social life you're going to miss, but um, for some people, that might be like a big thing that they missed out on. For me, it wasn't really a big concern of mine. I don't think um, high school social life would have exactly added much to
Mm-hmm.
my life, but yeah, it's definitely different in certain ways. But
You talked about how EAP kind of forced you to grow up. Um, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
yeah, I guess in first year, I was pretty immature. Um, I was like 12 and had just come from middle school, so
Mm-hmm.
like our whole group of probably a group of about like 7, 8 just rowdy first year boys that did a bunch of stuff together, played basketball and
Mm-hmm.
everything, loud in the kitchen and stuff. And I guess it was fine for our first year because we all were able to take classes together, and first year classes went fine for me. Um, but I guess I actually matured a lot through the pandemic when we were online because classes got harder and stuff, and I was like sort of away from the normal social interaction. So I sort of just had to just focus on school for a
Yeah.
while, and sort of obviously also gave you just a lot of time to think about your own life and what you want to do in the
Yeah.
future, and sort of come to the realization that when you're done with college, you're already basically having to deal with adult life and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely forces you to sort of um, improve academically and professionally, socially, everything.
Yeah. Um, that's kind of all I have. Um, is there anything you'd like to say to the, or actually, no. First, we have to do audience questions. If there's, let me see. Oh shit, there's a bunch of chat. Uh,
Okay.
okay. Um, give us a shout out. Uh, shout out. shout out to Alex and Amir and Harshal if y'all are still here. They say they're watching us on the big screen. Sophie asks, "What are you?"
What am I?
Yes.
I am a very happy human being.
That's good to hear. What is what is a 2D square lattice?
I'm still trying to figure that out. That was what my physics homework that I was doing today was. I had to find the kinetic energy at the corner of a Brilliant zone of a 2D square lattice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I still don't know what a 2D square lattice is. It's probably just a square. I think it's just a square. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Hope says hi.
Hello, Hope.
Is Luke Villarama the next Oppenheimer of Riverside? I don't know.
What? Am I gonna create? My goal in doing physics research is to help the world, not kill people.
That's really
If
great
that's
to
what
hear.
you meant, I don't know. Cliff just said something.
Okay. Let's see. Well, congratulations on completing your bachelor's degree very soon. And thank you. Oh. Okay, there's another question. What is your ultimate goal in pursuing biophysics? If you can answer that.
Get a PhD and then do something vaguely related to biophysics that improves the world, I guess, and not be broke.
I love that. That sounds like a plan. All right. No more questions. We are going to finish, resolve, complete the interview now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everyone who's watching live and who's watching in the future. And yeah. Right. Goodbye.
Go to Big Bear. Holy shit.